morning, everybody. I am struggling. I've been struggling for a while because, like, when I was younger, before COVID, I had dreams. I was able to watch stuff on TV. I was like able to do stuff without worrying about the cops getting called. And then COVID happened. And then the cops would show up because I had a bad dream. Or I watched something on TV and like the cops could show up in my dream or they could show up in real life. And I'm just like, it's a dream. You guys should not be showing up. And now people want to stop paying for dreams. And I'm just like, it's a dream. Is this really the direction that we want to go? Like, what's the point of owning a house? Like residents, like growing up when I was younger, in Minnesota, as long as you are at home with your like parents and you're a minor or whatever, you can drink. You just can't leave the house or your residence, and you can drink alcohol, and that's legal. It's legal. And so my thing is, if I have a dream, I shouldn't have to worry about getting sued through my dream. And I shouldn't have to worry about waking up and getting sued because I had a dream. Like, I'm really struggling with that because, like, this is like a COVID issue that I'm dealing with. It's not like a pre-COVID, it's a COVID issue, and so I got given another, like, police officer. I don't know his first name, but I'm like, and he believes in censorship, but he really has strong magnets, and like he would like force me to sit next to him, like do the AI thing, and I'm just like, and like how they play it is like, that's like this is how they like run things, like this is how they plan things, and then they're gonna play it out in real life, but it's not gonna turn out exactly the way, but that's just how they do things, so in the future I'm gonna end up being forced to sit next to him and be in a relationship with him. That's just how things are through the Fargo PD. That's just how it is. And so I know that, and apparently we're gonna be together for a long time. But and so I'm just like, what is the point? Like, why this, and so like it's been like quite a few weeks now, and I'm just like, oh, he controls my dreams. That's why. And I'm just like, why do I need somebody to control my dreams? Like, I get it, there's people out there that is upset, but like, so basically he's just like my key holder of my privacy, like he runs my privacy, so he's like the producer of my privacy. He's not like Travis Moser, that is like the producer of like my lifeline. He's my producer of my privacy, and so I'm like in like puppy chow, because I'm like I have a clean criminal record, and once I get out of this entrapment, I will still have a clean record, it's just he's controlling my dreams or controlling my privacy. So basically I'm handcuffed to him, but under white, not black. I'm not in spider jail or whatever you want to call it, because spider jail means that you do bad stuff according to like the way of life, kind of thing like that, so I'm in like puppy jail. but but like it bothers me because like I didn't have to worry about this stuff before, and I'm sure like I could fight it by like learning how to like control my dreams, but like you cannot control every aspect of your life. Like, you can't do that, like there's like when you're in a vehicle, there's an area in your car that you cannot see. It's called a blind spot. A blind spot. I don't know why I'm a blind spot, you know, and people are freaking out because we have a blind spot. This, like, accidents happen. Things, people have imaginations. Imaginations do not always mean it's real. Some people want to make it real, but it's not real. And, like, that's changing subjects to Fargo. Like, we have a homeless issue. Like, we really, really, really do. And there's people who are starving and dying because we don't have enough housing and we don't have enough food. And you know what Fargo wants to do? Spend more money on new stuff. Build new buildings and bring in, like, and more entertainment stuff. And I'm just like, that's fantastic if we can bring people to Fargo. If we are not getting, like, outside people to come to Fargo to spend their money, we're in the hole. And why would people want to come to Fargo if we have such a bad reputation? People are not going to want to come to Fargo if we have a bad reputation. Just saying. If we have a bad reputation, we're going to have less visitors, which means we are going to have less income, which means we cannot build all those things. And whoever's passing it does not understand debt and understand that once you build those things, we're not going to be able to maintain them and make sure that they stay pretty. You know, we're going to build them and then they're just going to get ugly and gross just because we can't, you know. And okay. And so yeah, and, like, my thing is, like, I thought we were on Ace Police, not, like, learning how to, you know, condone dreams. And yeah, so I'm just on a rant, and I was gonna say some rant stuff, but I'll save that for another day because my notifications are getting upset. And yeah, and then, like, what's up with, like, people, like, education? Like, that is one thing, like, I struggle with too, is, like, education. Because, like, so, you know, when you're in high school, middle school and stuff, people are like, oh, what do you want to do when you grow up? You know, like, when you go to college, you're in a course, you're in a program that's going to give you this degree or diploma that's gonna be able, you know, to guide you to the path that you want. But while you're on it, your brain, you know, so, like, you're like, oh, I want to, you know, be a hairstylist, you know, you don't need to go to a 4-year college for that. You don't even need to go to technical college. You just need to go to cosmetology school, you know. And that's kind of expensive stuff because loans and stuff, and what do you want to call it, scholarships. But there's another one, can't think of it. It's how I paid for most of my college, but they don't cover that as much just because it's not, like, a real, like, it's not as an important degree as, like, you know, if you're a lawyer or a police officer or accountant or anything like that. But when you're in this, you know, you're in a program. So, like, when you sign up for college to go to college, like, the fact, like, you're basically signing, like, a life contract. So, like, you shouldn't have to worry about your dreams as much because you're in this, like, program that you are completely unaware of. You know, yes, you go to school, you go to class, you know, you hang out with people and stuff like that, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff. It's like owning a house. Like, so you go in and need to buy a house, and you buy this house, and you have a loan that you typically, because most people can't pay off the house, you know, and then they have maintenance that they have to pay for on top of it, plus they're, like, other bills, you know, they're, like, electric bill, and they're, like, water and sewer, and, you know, like, there's a lot of other bills that people are completely unaware they should be aware of it, but it is like, and then they have the maintenance aspect of it, you know, and then they have the mortgage on top of it. But then there's another, you know, there's like two other things, but then they have the other stuff, like they need to buy like a lawnmower, they need to buy a snowblower, and then they need to spend the time to like snowblow and lawnmower the house, and then they need to buy like this, you know, they need to buy other stuff, you know, on top of it, and they get like the hidden costs even though they're not hidden at all. And then you need to buy like the maintenance of that stuff. And so like when you sign up for college, you know, like the dreams is like kind of like the aspects of it, like they're not like hidden, but the fact that you think so much about college and what you're gonna do growing up, your brain should be like altering itself to like having those kind of dreams, you know. And so that's why I'm struggling with the fact that I have a police officer to manage my dreams. Like I should not have to worry. Like if I'm in college, you know, trying to, you know, go to cosmetology school, I should not be worried. Like this, if this is my end goal, I should not have to worry about having bad dreams to put me into jail because I want to be I want to be a hairdresser when I grow up. You know? Like maybe people just need to like focus on their future. And like my thing is like what I'm focusing on outside of work, you know, like when I'm working, you know, like when I'm working, I'm really focusing on, you know, helping people with their in how they internally feel. When I work at Ross, that's how when I am working there and people ask me for help, that is what I focus on, is how they internally feel. Yes. And then at UPS, I just focus on taking over the planet. Not myself, but helping UPS take over the planet. So, but when I'm outside of work, I focus on ICE right now. And I'm learning about police. So yes, I need a police officer to control my dreams in my life. But I don't think it's gonna be as long as we will fight about that. But yeah, so my rant is over about why I have a police officer controlling my dreams on top of Travis Moser. Because he's not the police officer that controls my dreams. I don't know why I need 2 police officers. I just justify why. But so, oh, I did get the White House app. So now people can stop asking me who I technically work for, because it's not work. I volunteer. I don't get paid. It's strictly just volunteer. But yeah, I got the White House app. So